This episode of Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Quasar podcast? When the wall, the first Earthman ever appointed protector of the universe, bonded to the energy transforming quantum bands that with weapons and symbols of his station, fights an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe from cosmic evil as Quasar.
Hello and welcome to the Quantum Zone, episode 77. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, master of the Quantum Zone.
I'm Will. Hey, everyone.
And master of the celebrity meet and greets is...
This is Matt. Hi. Hello. You may recognize me from comic conventions in Boston. Where I
rubbing elbows with, our world, a big celebrity.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. The timing kind of stinks because he didn't pencil this issue.
Yeah.
That's all right.
He did the cover. He did the cover.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's right. So, Matt, tell us about your encounter with Mr. Greg Capullo.
All right. Well, I went to the Fan Expo. It was a 3-day thing in Boston this past weekend. I could only go on Sunday, and I had a limited amount of time to go there. And for some reason, it's in this big convention center, and there's a lot of street parking around there, meters, which is all free on Sunday. And I have a conspiracy theory. I think that the police shut them all off. They said that there's an event, you can't park here, because they were trying to get people to pay like $30 to park at the convention center or whatever. So I parked like a half an hour away. So I my walking around time was, a lot of it was spent outside, unfortunately. But I got in, and there was some artists that I wanted to meet. I thought that Jim Lee was going to be there. I was wrong. I brought his Transformers book 52, where he did his first cover to sign. It wasn't there, so I had Greg Capullo sign. No, I didn't do that. So I didn't bring anything else. Honestly, I didn't do enough research. I didn't even know Greg Capullo was going to be there. Todd McFarlane was there. Dan Slott, a bunch of people, So I waited in the line for Greg Capullo and Todd McFarlane for a long time, and then I realized it's not moving, and I got to go walk around. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to walk over to the table and take a selfie with him in the background. And I did that, but I went back. I did go back later, and the line had started and cooled down a little bit. But I didn't have anything specific for him to sign or anything, so I was just digging through dollar bins like I normally do, but there was a good selection of them there. And I got a random Spawn issue, and I looked at the front. There was nothing for credits, and so I just brought it up to the front, and I kind of like sheepishly, I'm like, I left my bag of stuff. I wanted to bring like some Quasar stuff, meaning I wanted to think to bring that, but I didn't. And I'm like, can you just sign this? And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I remember when I drew this cover. And I was like, oh, wow, he did. Oh,
Nice.
Thank God. And then I started blathering about how, I'm a part of a Quasar podcast, and he seemed like pleasantly surprised. And I was like, yeah, you think he could like record something for it? He's like, I'm a little busy. I meant to just ask him to do a drop, but I think he was asking to record a whole episode while a bunch of people waited for me behind it. So I was like, okay, never mind. And then I sheepishly walk away. But I was wearing my Quantum Zone t-shirt, available if you want to buy, hit me up. And I met Dan Slott, and he complimented me on it. That's the first thing he said. I didn't even say hello. He goes, oh, Quasar, Marvel boy, I know that. And then he immediately started talking to me about Mark Grunwald's Wake, and how it was like this crazy occasion where a bunch of people cosplayed as female versions of characters that he created. And how he had in his will, he wanted to be cremated and have his ashes put into the next Captain America issue, but it didn't happen. So it was put into the trade for Squadron Supreme, which
I got that.
Yeah, I have that trade too. So I didn't know the story, and I was like, wow.
It's so funny because I have one of the Squadron Supreme trades, and it has like the whole thing about how his ashes were like mixed in with the ink for the print stuff. And I must have got like a second printing or something. So at the bottom of the page it says, "This edition does not contain the ashes."
Oh, now I gotta check mine. But there's also I got a little off-camera story to tell afterwards too. But yeah, so it was fun, and I got a bunch of goodies, and I met a Slott was very nice, and I met some people. I wanted to get something from
you could have bothered Mr. Slott about being on Ultimate Spider Cast.
Well, now I feel like we've bonded, so maybe I'll tweet him, like, hey, remember me from the Quasar shirt at the convention? Whatever.
You told me about Grunwald's ashes.
And I'll tell him how I kept a secret that he told me, and it did. But I talked about how I know it. No, I don't know. But yeah. Who else was there? Oh, Mark Texeira, who did some cool Ghost Rider stuff in the day. So I even bought something, a Ghost Rider thing to bring over there, but he was penciling something for someone else. So there was only certain times that he was signing. So whatever. Just got a back issue that I could normally get for $1 for $4. But whatever. That's the price to pay at these festivals. But it was crazy. This is like a big place. I got a lot of exercise just walking around and trying to navigate through the area. But yeah, it was a good time. I wish I brought some Quasar stuff or followed through with Mr. Capullo. But yeah, it was a cool guy for the brief encounter we had. And I'm glad that I lucked into just buying a random Spawn book and having it be one he penciled. So.
Well, I guess that's better than, oh, hey, I don't remember drawing this because I didn't draw this.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was just like, I don't know. Like, you don't have any, like, headshots or pictures, I didn't want to be like, hey, sign my arm. I'm going to get a tattoo. No. But he does a cool signature, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my Lord. I don't have any tattoos, but I would get Capullo's signature tattooed on me with, like, Grunwald's ashes.
Oh man, that would be a funny tattoo. Very specific to a certain demographic of people, but just get a tattoo of an urn. A tattoo of an urn dumping into a Squadron Supreme book. That'd be funny. Is that a tribute? Yeah. Anyway, that's story time for me.
Will, you could do that one day. You could, when you die, you could be cremated and like have them like print up a bunch of like diary by night.
Yeah. Or hopefully I've done other things by then.
Yeah. Exactly. Whatever your favorite is.
Yeah. Well, so I don't know. I'll post a picture on social media. We'll give our plugs at the end, and maybe the Quantum Zone main page can post something.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, take a look.
All right. Well, I don't have any news as exciting as that, but this week's Guardians of the Galaxy number 8, our boy makes an appearance. Doesn't really do much. He's basically sleeps through the issue, but because he's captured by the Universal Church or whatever of Truth. There he is in the tube.
The truth will not set you free.
Apparently.
But again, like we mentioned probably a month or so ago, next issue is the one with him and the others on the cover. So, and that goes on sale September 18th. So
cool.
With that Darkhawk guy, Matt Kona can't stop talking about.
What is the deal with Darkhawk?
But yeah, I mean, it was an interesting. The Guardians is interesting because like the previous issue ended with like they revealed Rocket had like all these tubes and stuff coming out of him. It looks like he was dying or something. I guess he's like de-evolving because like he went into his origin again here about how the scientists took like a regular raccoon and like evolved him in the Rocket. Now I guess that's wearing off.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to digging into that. I just the reason I was a little bit late today was I came straight from work, but I had to pick up my poll book, so I got that and the Powers of X and this comic by Dark Horse called Last Stop on the Red Line, which takes place in Boston. It's kind of like a crime murder book, so I just grabbed those.
Well, that's interesting because the next episode of the Quantum Zone, we'll be covering some old stuff that takes place in Pittsburgh.
Oh, see, it all comes around.
Star brand.
Yeah.
Oh, but the one other comic I wanted to mention from this week, Mark Waid's History of the Marvel Universe #2. We get I think it's at least 2 different mentions of Marvel Boy. Because they're going through the 40s and the 50s, so.
Well, didn't we get a name check or something in #1? Maybe not a name check.
Was it Eon? Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Maybe.
I think they did.
I can't remember.
Yeah. But they mentioned the Bob Grayson used the Iranian weapons. But they don't think they even mention. They don't even say quantum bands. They just say the Iranian weapons.
Yeah.
And then later,
well, because when he comes back, he's using something else, not the quantum band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they show him teaming up with Gorilla Man and all them. Oh, and then I didn't even realize this unless it's a retcon. This is still in the 50s. This is in the 50s, but they're talking about another team, I guess, who battle mystic threats. Ulysses Bloodstone, Dr. Druid, Namora, Zawadi, and Makkari.
Yeah. That's interesting.
It's a retcon or something. Yeah.
I don't remember that. They may be setting some stuff up too. Who knows?
Yeah. Like I said, it could be a retcon or something. But yeah, I was like, Makkari?
Yeah.
We know who that is.
I mean, unless they're trying to make a name for the character since the Eternals movie's coming.
Yeah, that's true too.
Oh, that was the other big news this week. Marvel and Sony.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they fix that. From what I hear, it's I don't know if it's Sony wanted Disney to pick up more of the check, money wise, and Disney was like, okay, we'll throw more money in, but we want, I guess that right now they're getting 5% of whatever those movies make. They're okay, now we want 50%. And Sony's like, no. I'm sorry, 50% of $1 billion isn't enough for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a really good imagination, and I can literally not imagine $1 billion. 1,000 million. Yeah, I can't imagine that.
In a month or probably a month or two.
Yeah.
So that's everyone online's oh, what if he's out of the MCU? We're not gonna be able to talk about Tony Stark again. He's suddenly gonna remember he has an uncle. Who had an uncle.
Uncle Bant.
Yeah. So much stuff. Damn suits. All right. Should we get to this issue?
You bet.
Let's do it.
Which was a decent issue, even though we got a guest penciler. All right. The big reason why we did the What If It issue last time. Well, Quasar was in it, but still. All right. What If number 30, Wandering the World of What If. I even started... I have notes for each What If issue we see in this.
Don't they talk about them in a later letter column too? I think
so. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, and I also went back because we're gonna find out the fate of the fate of the living laser that we last saw in Quantum Zone episode 15.
That's reaching back.
Yes. I even looked it up. It hit the podcast June 28th, 2018. So it's been over a year since we covered that issue. All right. So, calling all lasers. Calling all lasers. All right. So, it looks like Quasar and Per flying back from the end of last issue. Over says Manhattan, the present. Mark Grunwald's story, of course. Joel Zaluda and Pat Broderick and co-pencils. So is that more than 2 pencilers?
I think it's Pat Broderick and company, and plus Joe Zaludo. So I don't know how many. This one must have come close to the dreaded deadline doom or something.
I was gonna say this wasn't bi-weekly. I don't know. Oh, unless they were geared up unless they were saving Capullo for Galactic Storm.
Maybe, yeah.
Fred Fredericks Inks. If that's a real name, that's awesome. Fred Fredericks. Jade Modi letters. Joe Rose's colors. Kelly Corvus editor. Tom DeFalco editor in chief. So yeah, the pencils, inks, and letters look like different people. So maybe they did give the rest of the team like a head start on
Galactic Storm. Yeah.
All right. So like we said, over Manhattan, the present, 1991. Wait, no, January 92. Ooh. The present, 1992. See Quasar flying back to the office with her. He's saying, look here, her. I'm flattered that you think I'm the coolest guy in the whole human race or whatever you called me, but you misunderstood what I said. I told you should go out and find your own place in the universe, not follow me around like a lovesick schoolgirl. She says, I have found my place in the universe, Quasar, by your side.
Looks like he's being followed around by a bizarre Funko Pop doll.
It's got to be the mullet. Chicks love the mullet. And Quasar saying, how do you know that? She says, I've seen more of the universe than you have. He goes, look, I'm not Quasar 24 hours a day. I have another identity that's a lot more low profile. And you just wouldn't like that part of my life. Part of my life much. I'm sure of it. He's like, come on, I'll show you. In this building's my office. As I guess he just opens a hole in the middle of.
Yeah.
It looks weird. So they go flying.
Do you think that he phrased it that way in case it sounds more impressive? And this building's my office.
The giant 4 on it.
Yeah, I'll show you in this building's my office.
You don't have any secretarial skills, do you?
You don't need them.
So they come flying in this weird hole he made, which disappears after a while. But there's clients in there because we see the clients say, yes, Friday will be just what? Quasar's thinking, oh, a client, I should have. And Makkari says,
wait, sorry.
No, that's not. Is that Makkari?
Is that Makkari?
No, I think that's Quasar saying that.
What? Oh.
What, isn't this the Fantastic Four headquarters?
Yeah, well, page 2, panel 3.
Oh,
that's
I should say.
He just goes, oops.
Oh, oops. Okay. Yeah, kind of just a blob of hair. Yeah.
Ken's like, whoa. And I love Wendell trying to save face. This isn't the Fantastic Four's headquarters.
Not
Makkari.
Not quite. It's upstairs, way upstairs.
I love how Makkari is wearing a regular shirt, but he couldn't be bothered to change his pants.
Right, red superhero pants, all up to the urkled up to the stomach.
It literally looked like he just threw a hoodie over his uniform, his costume. So all of a sudden, the whole Quasar maid disappears as him and her go flying out a window now.
Giant open window in an office.
I know. And Quasar saying, sorry, citizens. Come along, her. And she says, but I thought, shh, come on. And Kayla, not too happy, is thinking, who the heck is she?
It's her, not she.
Exactly. I don't know who's saying this because it's off. Whoever it is off panel. Sorry about that, Mr. Entwender. But when your office is in Fort Freedoms Plaza, you expect things like that now and then. And he says, Tosh, if security is so bad you can't keep super people from flying in without setting off an alarm, then I want a different security firm.
Damn.
And then guy storms out, and Ken's saying, our first new client in weeks, and the boss goes and blows it big time. Hey, where'd Mac go? Kayla's like, beats me. I just want to know who that blonde Amazon was. And nearby, as in top of the Empire State Building?
Looks like it.
Hey, Quaz, wait up. Thanks. I could have sworn I saw him land up here. Uh-oh, better slow down or else.
As he,
He's hanging from the top, the needle.
Yo, Mac, what are you doing up there?
I get a little bit too much of the big mo.
Momentum.
Makkari is slang.
I know. And her says, that is one of the two men in your office, is it not? The Eternal with the hyperactive metabolism. Yep, her. This is my pal Makkari. Mac, this is her. Mac, glad you're here. I need a favor while I go salvage my career. Her. Mac's going to show you around New York for a while.
What?
And she says, don't you think you can hide from me, Quasar?
You owe me one, Quasar. Thanks.
Perish the thought. Thanks, Mac. Wasn't Mac all ready to like breed with some, It's like, hey, two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to make small talk. So, what do you know Cue Ball from?
But meanwhile, back in Fort Freedom's Plaza, Wendell walks back in his civilian clothes. Ken, Kayla, hi, what happened? Ken says, you spooked them, boss. Blast, I was afraid of that. And Kayla's saying, so who was that 8-foot blonde you were with? Wendell's like, some cosmic woman who wants to be my sidekick or something. Believe me, Kayla, I'm not interested in her in the least. She's like, yeah, sure. So besides the guy I scared off, how's business? And Ken's like, well, we're almost finished with the 5th account HD brought us that time. We're bone dry. Wendell, has it occurred to any of you as a businessman I stink on ice? I just wish that the two of your livelihoods weren't tied to mine. And I'm guessing again it's Ken. Hey, we had our eyes open when we threw in with you. All right. And then Wendell says, okay, here's the deal, Ken. I'm promoting you to full partner. Go out, hire some people, drum up some work. And I'm like, you're serious? He's like, you know it. My jokes are second only to my business sense. And Ken saying, thanks, man, as we hear on the door. I don't know why she's knocking. If the door opens and we see, sorry I'm late, I overslept, as they all turn and go, HD. And Wendell says, I thought you had left Earth, Moondragon. She's like, Moondragon? What's that supposed to mean? And he's like, come on, it's your real name, remember? As he tugs on her hair. She's like, ow, what are you doing? Just because I'm late, you have no right to pull my hair. And he's like, it's not a wig. Sorry, you're not Moondragon. Give us a second. He's like, well, what was it Moondragon told us about her secret identity again? That it was just a disguise? HD. What's the HD stand for? And Kayla's going through the personnel files, I guess. And this HD says, Holly Deborah. Why? It's on my employment application. Kayla's like, no, wait, I thought it was Heather something.
Heather Douglas?
Yes. And this HD is saying, now look, if you're going to mistreat me, ow. And Wendell says, we've got to talk, HD. Come into my office. He's thinking, this is weird. Did Moondragon take this woman's place at some point? And then he opens the door. He sees a watcher sitting in his office.
With his legs crossed, just sitting in a chair, which is awesome.
In his skirt like a boss. So he hustles HD back out the door. We'll have to talk later, HD. For now, do whatever Ken says, okay? She's like, what the heck is wrong with everybody today? Especially you, Mr. Vaughn.
You needn't have been concerned. This mental graphic projection is invisible to all but you.
Which watcher are you, Earth's?
Yes, I am Yuatu.
It's kind of unusual for you to make an appearance somewhere, isn't it?
Yes, I need your assistance. Come to my abode on the moon so I can talk to you physically.
As he disappears. Wait a minute! Ah, nuts. Here I go again. You know what? He should have killed two birds with one stone again. He should have been like, hey, Watcher, before you leave, what's up with this HD?
Yeah, can you, tell me what's going on?
This woman's not like a crazy telepath in disguise, is she? All right, so so minutes later, commuting to the moon, Quays is thinking, this really is nuts. My life, that is, trying to run a business, live up to my Avengers commitments, figure out what a protector of the universe is supposed to be doing, and on top of all that, I've got one cosmic lady, possibly two, with weird designs on me. And if all that wasn't heavy enough, the wild and wacky Watcher expects me to make a house call. All of a sudden, a sidekick doesn't sound like such a bad idea. All right, out of the atmosphere. It's quantum jumping time as he jumps to the blue area. The blue area of the moon. I recognize it from the last time I was here. And here's the Watcher's condo.
Condo.
Can't remember what the door looked like, though. Let me try here. And he just, comes through the wall. Not sure it was the door, but the Watcher let me through anyway. When I think about it, it's kind of cool having this guy send for me like this. Last time I was here...
Way back in number 6, y'all.
Or, like you said, in episode 15 of the Quantum Zone.
That's right.
Over a year ago. He sent me on my way like I was a common household pest. Guess he's finally accepted my cosmic credentials. Yoo-hoo! What to?
I am here.
So you are.
Thank you for
How
coming.
could I refuse the man in the moon? So what's the scoop?
You must help me. As you may recall, the first time we met, you were pursuing the Earthman calling himself the Living Laser.
Yeah, so?
To avoid being absorbed by your energy manipulating quantum bands, the Living Laser flew into my interdimensional portal and disappeared into one of the alternate Earths I was observing. E105709. You look as if you are unfamiliar with the concept of alternate Earths. Allow me to explain. There are myriad alternate realities which exist alongside our own, which diverge from one another at key moments in history. My viewer provides a window into these other worlds. And the Living Laser, had the Living Laser remained where he was, his extra-dimensional presence would have disrupted but one reality. But after meeting his dimensional counterpart, there he decided to return to his rightful reality where he was unique. That meant he went back to the moon where my dimensional counterpart had his portal and went through it.
So what's the problem? I hear he got back and was hassling Iron Man a few weeks ago.
See Iron Man numbers 258 through 261.
Which I believe, I think that was during the Armor Wars 2.
I think so, yeah. I think it was.
Which one?
He diverged in transit, though, in transit through the portal. One counterpart indeed returned home, while the other lost his way and went somewhere else. Every time he realizes he's not yet home, he flies through the portal again, diverging more and more counterparts. We now have divergent counterparts of the Living Laser all over the multiverse.
I think I'm following you, but how does it concern you? He's not mucking up your reality. Why aren't your counterparts doing something about it?
2 reasons. First, our oath makes intervention a forbidden act. Second, the timekeepers have determined that this problem is my responsibility.
The timekeepers?
Yeah.
At the end of time, just prior to the heat death of the universe, the last living beings in the universe, encompassing all the knowledge of the ages, including the art of temporal travel, set themselves up as the custodians of
yes,
the time
Mr. Kona, you had a comment?
Nah, it's just a snarky remark. So they deal with timekeepers. What keeps the time? The watches.
Watches. Nice.
You know where I'm going.
It was they who authorized the installation of my extra-dimensional portal. Now, if I don't untangle the complications that my portal has caused, they will confiscate my portal, and I will be deemed
Denied
observational privileges into other realities forevermore. Yet because of my oath of non-interference, I cannot retrieve the renegade lasers myself. Hence, I need a champion to undertake this task for me.
Explain one thing to me, Uatu. What's so important about peeking in on all these other realities? I would think that there's enough happening in your sector of space here in the real universe to keep you from getting bored.
You do not understand. Looking at the way things might have been sheds great illumination on why things are the way they are.
I'll take your word for it.
Then you will help me?
Look, I'm protector of the universe. This universe, that is. Other realities are way out of my jurisdiction. But I was the one chasing Lazy Boy, so I guess I'm partially responsible. So what do I gotta do? You know what? At the top of the page when he's talking about his portal thing, that picture is from What If 13, May 1990, What If Professor X had become the Juggernaut.
Well, the Juggernaut, yeah. Oh. You dazzled us with your what if
I had to
knowledge
look at the dates, but
last episode. Okay. I know the coordinates of each of the realities he has replicated himself in. I can dispatch you to each of them in succession. You must seek out each laser and neutralize him with your quantum bands.
Yeah? Then what?
Upon retrieval, go to the Watcher of that reality's portal, and he will have set it to take you to the next affected alternate
How many
Earth.
are there?
7 at present, more if he's not stopped.
I get the picture. Whew. Okay, Watu, I'll do it. But boy, are you going to owe me.
Keep your interactions with those native to each reality minimal, lest you cause inadvertent divergences.
Right. Down the hatch as he flies through the portal, and once more into the breach. But who knows, I might even learn something from this. Besides, never trust a big bald guy asking you to do him a favor, that is. Matt Yoda learned that this weekend.
Busy.
So Quasar pops out in the first alternate reality. All right, through the portal and off the moon. Half expected the Watcher on this end to wave as I went by, but he was nowhere to be seen. Okay, let's get a fix on the living laser. And we see a giant figure perched on this Earth in this reality.
Korvac.
Yeah, which I believe this is the only what if in this issue that's from the first volume.
Ooh,
Yes,
first
what
one.
if volume 1 number 32, what is it? What if the Avengers
The Avengers had lost to
I think they were
Korvac,
the Avengers were the pawn. Korvac, yeah, from
yeah.
April 1982.
Cool.
So we see giant Korvac just like copping a squat on the Earth. The universe must pay for robbing me of my dream, for leading me along this far and then denying me. And we see Quasar flying up to him. Holy, am I looking at what I think I'm looking at? This Korvac keeps going on. The universe must pay for destroying my dream of peace. Is that a giant ultimate nullifier?
Yep. That's what it looks like.
So Quasar is thinking, that's super giant standing on the Earth. A huge space armada. Now the Watcher popping up. What in Eon's name is going on in this reality?
Oh, I don't, you want me to
Yeah.
do all the Watchers? Oh, okay. I come in peace, Korvac. I beg of you, do not use the nullifier.
And Quasar is thinking, I hear what they're saying out here in the void of space, but it doesn't make any sense. Well, I guess it's not my job to figure out what's going on. My job is to find the laser. Let me lock on the laser's energy signature and quantum jump into his vicinity. And there he is on the far side of the giant, because I guess Laser's trying to leave Earth. Hey, Laser, where are you hightailing it to? Who? Don't let the new costume fool you. I'm Quasar, and I'm your only ticket out of this place.
Hey,
As he vacuums him up. Don't worry, Laze. I'll let your energy out once we get back home.
promise?
Yep. Next stop, the moon.
Quasar?
Yeah.
Better get us out of here fast. That giant is something called the ultimate nullifier, and I think he's meaning to use it.
Hey, everything's starting to go white. Even the portal. Yep, everything's getting...
Nullified.
Quasar just makes it through. Whew, made it through. Was it my imagination, or did reality almost do a total fade out on me back there? The Watcher didn't tell me I'd be in jeopardy in some of these alternate universes. Okay, let's... Now what's that? A whole bunch of guys in costumes cruising away from Earth? Because we see a bunch of superhumans like Wolverine, Mr. Fantastic, The Thing, Spider-Man, Hulk, Namor, Magneto,
Iceman, Magneto,
yeah. Just start getting more indistinct, because this is from What If number 1, volume 2, number 1. What if the Avengers lost the Evolutionary War from July 1989?
Cool. I remember buying that one off the stand.
Most of them get involved, and yeah, they eventually leave Earth.
Yeah.
So Quasar's thinking, I'm tempted to ask them what's the story here, but the Watcher warned me about interacting too much. I know. When I get back, I'll ask the Watcher to explain what I've encountered. Don't worry, Quasar, we got you. As he flies through those Fleer basketball trading cards, plunges back down towards Earth. Hey, Laser, you still in there?
Yes.
Well, you're soon going to have company. As they get down to Earth.
You haven't evolved either?
Don't know what you're talking about, Lays, but the probable answer is 'cause I'm not from here either. Now be a good boy and join your dimensional counterpart in one of my quantum gems.
You're Quasar.
Yep. The absorption complete, Quasar returns to the moon and makes another transdimensional trip to What If Volume 2, number 14 from June 1990. What if Captain Marvel had lived?
I got that one.
Yep.
I do
So
too.
do I. And we see a giant floating mental projection of Marvel's head in between two armadas. Attention warriors, this is Marvel, formerly of the Kree. I order you to declare an immediate truce. And Quasar's thinking, hey, that's Captain Marvel. Maybe this is a reality where he never died. Gee, I wonder what became of me if he remains protector of the universe. Another question for the Watcher. Couldn't Eon have had two protectors? Because Marvel never had the Quantum Bands.
Yeah, I know. That was weird.
So we get a big splash page of Quasar just basically holding his arms above his head, I guess, to simulate flight. But they show three different alternate realities behind him. They show What If number 24, volume 2, number 24 from April 1991. What if Wolverine was Lord of the Vampire?
Lord of the Vampires, yep.
And
Punisher is the Sorcerer Supreme, it looks like.
He has the
he's
cloak.
like the only one. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I read it, but I think he's one of the only ones left. So he like gears up with like some of Doctor Strange's stuff. Yeah, he's fighting vampires.
That's like a pre-Infinity Warps combo. You know?
Yeah. Then we see the Phoenix Force behind him, which is from What If Volume 2, number 32, December 1991, from What If Phoenix Had Not Died. And the bottom, one of my personal favorites, we even covered
Venom.
Yeah, Lilith even covered this when we were talking some Venom. What If Volume 2, number 4, from October 1989, what if the alien suit had possessed Spider-Man? Not good for him. As you can see from that picture, it eventually jumps onto Thor. So before long, Quasar loses all track of time as he catapults from one alternate Earth to another, each with its own cryptic yet compelling variation on history. With each visitation, he repeats the process of locking his quantum bands onto the living laser's energy signature, zeroing in on him, absorbing the laser's energy form into his bands, and returning to the Watcher of that reality's portal for the next jaunt. More than once, he narrowly averts getting swept up into some universal catastrophe. And Quasar's thinking, is it in my imagination, or is every single reality the laser propagated himself into on the verge of destruction? Again, they're all what if issues. If I didn't know better, Watcher, I'd begin to suspect you didn't like me. All right, so let me see. And on second to last of the 7 alternate Earths, the Watcher told him to locate a renegade laser. We see our last episode that we did with Ray. What if number 25 from May 1991, the big Atlantis attacks that we covered last episode. Because we see, spoiler alert, what we saw at the end, Captain Universe Quasar battling Set. Although, look at that drawing. 1, 2, 3. Does he have all his heads there, though? Continuing it. Well, you can see 6 heads, because didn't Set have like at least 2 of them blown off?
Oh, yeah,
so
that's right.
I can see at least 6, so unless he regenerates. Poor Quasar.
Before that happened, I don't know.
Well, no, because like Phoenix, I think Phoenix blew off 1 or 2, and then Quasar shows up, and
yeah.
But like I said,
and the Surfer.
Oh yeah, Surfer
too,
blew one off.
That.
Yeah, but again, maybe it regenerates. I don't know. But Quasar's thinking, holy spitwads, that's me. I think, but I'm a giant, and my costume's all funky. Woo! Finally, an alternate which diverged from some adventure I played a part in. That looks like the serpent god Set I'm wrestling. Bet this has something to do with the big serpent crown those Lemurians were trying to construct that time.
See, Atlantis attacks in the 1989 annuals.
I wonder if I win or not. Maybe I'll know. The temptation to get involved, help myself out, is too great. I've got the local laser under wraps. I better get while the getting's good. Unless I've lost count, I've got just one more stop, and the Watcher can get himself a new errand boy. And Quasar flies through the last portal. Hope the Watcher here resets this portal to take me back to the right Earth. I just had the horrible image of myself flying through portal after portal like some interdimensional flying Dutchman, never quite able to find the world I left. Man, that is a chilling. What's that? Watcher?
All over.
Whoa! See a big explosion. Thermonuclear blast. Sensed it coming not a moment too soon. Wait a minute. I managed to save myself, but what about the Watcher and his portal? Still too bright to see anything. Still looks like he's like in the sun or something. Better try to quantum jump. I can sense the direction the blast came from. I'll jump 10 light minutes away in the opposite direction. Is it safe? Don't know. At least it's not as bright. Now what could... No! No. That's Maelstrom, the cosmic menace I was appointed protector of the universe specifically to combat. And that other guy? I think that's Thanos, the cosmic menace my predecessor, Captain Marvel, was appointed to combat.
Although Quasar met Thanos in Quasar number 26 and Infinity Gauntlet number 3, due to the offense of the Infinity Gauntlet number 6, he has no memory of
Which
this.
I believe we brought up. They're huge, millions of miles tall, and they're playing tug of war with the sun. This is all so big, I'm not sure what to do. The Earth and the Moon have been vaporized in the solar flare those two bozos caused. The humanity...
Yeah, bozo is kind of a funny word to use there. They just ruined half the galaxy. What a bunch of bozos.
They smacked the universe with their big red shoe. But when he was talking about it, he was worried about not getting home and, just leaping from dimension to dimension. I was like, cue the quantum leap song.
Slide.
They're messing with the sun. Something fierce is expanding like mad. I think I know what must have happened here. I bet I died in this reality. Well, you died in yours too. I died in this reality and Maelstrom won. Well, I know what kind of omnipotent power Maelstrom had going for him, but what did Thanos do to become his equal? Because remember, he doesn't remember Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Those brawling buttheads, they just blew up the sun, made it go nova. What's wrong with them? Get ready, Will. Well, there's nothing, because Quasar's hovering right in front of like giant Maelstrom. Well, there's nothing I can do here. My best bet is to see if I can scrounge up a Watcher in another sector of space and use his portal to... I may be smaller than a mote of dust compared to him, but I think Maelstrom just noticed me. See a giant eyeball just looking at Quasar.
I thought I had killed you, Speck.
Got a quantum jump way, way out of here. The power these two guys are playing with is way out of my league. We see him opening up a quantum thing. Come on. Let's get through already. So the warp can close behind me and I'll be safe. And then it looks like a fireball is coming from Maelstrom aimed at Quasar in the portal. But Quasar makes it into the quantum zone. Yes, I made it. No way Maelstrom can. We see the fireball catching up to him. There's something behind me. To be continued.
A question mark.
And we will learn the fate of Quasar in 2 weeks, because next week will be our big Starbrand special. I wonder why we're doing that.
I don't know. Gee.
Like I said, we'll cover the whole series, so we'll just do like a vague general overview of the series. We're not going to go issue 1, issue 2, yeah.
Oh man, I love the cover for this issue. It's awesome.
By Matt's buddy Capullo, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's real good.
Absolutely.
I mean, it'd be better if Quasar was a little bigger, but yeah, it's still kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's the only one that's in color, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wandering the worlds of what if.
My favorite's coming up.
I was gonna say
too, because it's just
once we
freaking
start
awesome.
Galactic Storm, yeah, your cover's coming up.
Yep. I love that cover. Maybe we should run a poll or something, like in Eon's Closet about, pick your favorite cover.
Okay.
From the series.
That'd be good. I wonder if this one sold well, because, it's got a lot going on for it. We talked about how the earlier issues, they would have cameo appearances and stuff. This shows Wolverine, the Punisher, Venom, Thor mashup, the What If logo, and, Thanos, pretty big from the Infinity Gauntlet. And it's a little tough to see who he's wrestling with to the average comic eye, but we know now. But it
would have been kind of hard to do a true crossover because all those What If issues were kind of older. But it would have been funny
Mhm.
if like the whatever issue of What If was out in this month, if you would have seen Quasar just like flying through.
That would have been cool. That would have been really cool. What
But you-
the?
No, not
what
with the.
Yeah.
But you need a magnifying glass to see it, because he's a Speck. Yeah.
I do love that quote. Speck.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, the Thanos and Maelstrom, that wasn't an actual What If issue. That would have been cool if it was, though. But yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up
But
issue of What If. Go ahead, keep going. But I'm gonna look up the What If issue for that month, see what Quasar would have been flying through.
I did pick up a bunch of
cool.
what ifs while at the festival at the expo, so I got some reading to do.
Yeah, this makes me want to. It's part. He actually could have flown through one. They could have shown him flying through one of these because January '92, it was part 2 of that Phoenix story. Because the first one was 32 is What If Phoenix didn't die. The month this came out was What If 33, What If Phoenix rose again.
Mhm.
So, yeah, they could have had it. That'd have been cool.
that would have been really cool. We may have to find those just to see if he does, hey,
Maybe.
there's Quasar.
I do have it. I'll have to look after this, but I'm pretty sure I don't remember him flying it, Unless he's like really
been...
tucked away, like back in a panel somewhere. Because they really, they really just showed the Phoenix Force on that splash page. You really didn't get a sense of that issue.
Yeah. What number was that again? 50?
Oh, the What If issue from this month? 33.
Yeah. 33.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Which is, of course, the classic Days of Future Past, which is pretty awesome.
No, I'm gonna be
very cool.
Looking at that, and they show under a magnifying glass now.
Yeah.
Is that blue Speck Quasar?
Speck.
But yeah, only 2 more issues between us and Galactic Storm, which will take us through the rest of the year and in the next year.
We'll be finally catching up to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Is that right?
What?
Didn't they jump ahead to like 2020 or 2021?
Oh, it was like 5 years. It's been past 2020. Yeah. But yeah, I started reading some of the Galactic Storm issues. That was good. I forgot how much like Quasar was in other people's issues. Like,
I think my favorite has to be the Wonder Man issue, though. That's just awesome.
I mean,
with Rick Jones.
What I read like the first 5 or 6 issues so far, but I mean, yeah, Quasar's already showed up in the at the end of the Avengers West Coast issue. Yeah, he was in the Wonder Man issue. Of course, his own issue, and the first Avengers issue. Yeah.
Hey, I'm seeing a little vocal thing pop up on the left hand side. Is that comments or is that people?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's comments. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
What's up, Brad? Charlie Esser's #1 fan. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I got a voicemail from Ray about this issue. So for those of you who missed Ray's voice this episode, never fear.
It's Ray again.
Yes. I missed the young kid. I mean, Matt, you should have committed. You should have pooped your pants or something.
Hello.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Hello, Phil, Will, and Matt. This is Ray. Just dropping in some thoughts for Quasar issue 30. So right off the bat, look, I enjoyed the issue as a whole, but one of the things that did let it down, I felt, was the art. I thought Joel Zuleta and Matt Broderick and co. It was a little consistent all the way throughout, and you can tell.
Sorry, guys.
I guess when artists were changed and the art style shifted, and just overall, I think the art was quite, dare I say, a little bland. But having said that, it was an enjoyable story by Matt Grunwald. Always solid with his storytelling, and there's always a lot of information there to absorb. I really enjoyed, Quasar hopping around to these alternate realities, obviously trying to reclaim the living laser. But one of the characters I was interested in were the timekeepers by the Watcher. I was just wondering if you guys knew if they popped up anywhere else. They seem quite quite interesting. Mentioned here at the end of time, just prior to the heat death of the universe, the last living beings in the universe, encompassing all the knowledge of the ages, including the art of temporal travel, set themselves up as the custodians of the time stream. So Uatu has met them. This is at the end of time that they've kind of come about. So they must have, I'm assuming, gone back in time to give those extra dimensional portals to Uatu. But anyway, they seem like interesting enough characters, and I'm just wondering if you've come across them in later issues. Also, I just, two big main points. I love the touching base with all the different alternate realities. The two main ones is obviously the story that we covered in the What If issue 25 with the giant Quasar / Captain Universe fighting set. I thought that was pretty cool. I actually forgot about it by the time I got to it. I forgot that that was in this, so that was a pleasant little find. And the other one was Thanos and Maelstrom. I thought that was fantastic, actually seeing them, and that kind of answered, I think, one of my previous questions that I sent in, asking whether they actually had kind of gone head to head. And again, another question, I guess, with this and this alternate reality, if you guys knew of the actual issue that this takes place, is it a what if issue where we see Thanos and Maelstrom go toe to toe, or is this something that Grunwald has introduced purely for this issue? That'd be interesting to know. But anyway, really, really cool issue. There was a lot of exposition in it from Grunwald, so that did kind of weigh it down a little, and not much in the way of action. But having said that, still a very enjoyable read. But I'm looking forward to your thoughts, and keep it quantum. Cheers.
But yeah, I think we mentioned already, that wasn't a what if issue. I think that was just Grunwald giving Maelstrom, getting his final revenge.
Yeah. Oh, and the Timekeepers.
Weren't they mixed up with the Mortis and stuff?
Yeah, Avengers Forever was where I remember them, which Avengers Forever is just a freaking awesome series anyway.
And even before that, I think there was an Immortus storyline. They were in, was there an Avengers West Coast? I think it was around issue 60.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was the Vision storyline where he gets bleached, whatever happened.
I think it was a little after. I think it was a little after that, because they were getting sucked into limbo or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, because they were dealing with. Were they also dealing with the Scarlet Witches and Vision's children at that time?
I think it was after that too.
Okay. God, there's all those stories.
Yeah, I know, but I remember they were like, at first it was like the Vision used to be the original Human Torch, and then they meet face to face, and it's like, I guess not. What was it in Avengers Forever? They kind of somebody split time or something, so he was
split
Human
them,
Torch,
yeah.
and then they got separated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's anyway. Avengers Forever though.
That sets up the 2000 Captain Marvel series.
Mm-hmm.
That we talked about with
Kurt Busiek and Carlos Pacheco, I think, is on art. It's pretty
it's like Rick Jones
awesome.
and a bunch of Avengers from different time periods. Yeah,
and Quasar shows up.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
Yeah, he's not
a lot,
in the main team.
Yeah. But Supreme Intelligence. I mean, it's if you love the Avengers, you'll love
Supreme Intelligence. We'll be talking about him soon.
Really? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes. But yeah, for a little issue, for fill-in artists and stuff, I mean, it's pretty good. We got a lot of stuff in this. Pretty good issue.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Mr. Kona, any final thoughts?
No, I think I enjoyed it. I was always a huge fan of What If, and I like that you had the encyclopedia in there. And yeah, I mean, Ray makes a good point with the art. I mean, I kind of think we went over it a little bit at the beginning, but the story and carried through it. There's a lot going on, pieces in motion, obviously, problems in the personal life, problems in the quantum world. I mean, he's going back to the moon, just have a meeting, and now he's going literally into the unknown in different dimensions. This is not what he bargained for, and it's definitely not what he's bargaining for to go one-on-one with Maelstrom again. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of chaos and hectic, and it's what we love Quasar for.
Yeah, you two could have maybe given him just a little bit of warning about, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Might be a little dangerous,
Or maybe
You might.
maybe he wasn't watching that close. Maybe he's like, I know what universes they're in, but I'm not currently watching them right now. I'm watching what her and Mac are doing on Earth.
That's right.
Fastest man alive.
Not really.
Oh my lord! But that big splash page just with Maelstrom's eye. Can you imagine if Capullo had drawn that?
Oh yeah. That's nuts.
But yeah, it's Capullo's back next issue, right? Yeah.
Yep. For the entire new universe. Which
Yeah,
is pretty
I was going to
awesome.
say, we'll get to that in 2 weeks. Next week, we're doing our big Star Brand special because Quasar gets blown out of the multiverse into something new.
And a different universe.
A new universe, if you will.
A new universe, maybe.
So,
So we're talking Star Brand. We should probably at least mention the DP7 since that's who he hangs with, basically.
I was going to say,
while he's there.
I know one of the issues that I think they guest star, but yeah, I mean, like I said, just bring your notes. We're just going to have like a really general talk. We're not going to All right. So anything else?
One piece of super duper arcane trivia. In DP7, 1 second. In DP7 number 32, I think, on the splash page, there is a poster for Quasar, and Paul Ryan was the artist. So there's actually, before Quasar launched, there's a poster of Paul Ryan drawing Quasar inside the last issue of DP7. Let me verify that issue real quick.
That's great.
It's pretty arcane trivia when you get right down to it.
And for if people who haven't read ahead, we're going to do a big Star Brand special next episode because the Star Brand comes to play a big part in Quasar going forward for pretty much the rest of the series.
Sorry, it's DP7 number 30, page 1. And if you want, I've got a link to the page on Comic Art Fans, the original art page to it. So I will send that to you guys, and we can put it in the show notes or something.
Okay.
But
yeah, I could maybe use that for a promo for next episode. Okay. All right.
Cool.
Anything else?
Looking forward to next number 31.
I'm looking forward to all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So I want to get out of here so we can hear this story Matt Kona has that he can't tell on camera.
Yeah. Me too.
All right.
All right. Maybe I've built it up too much. Okay.
Oh, good Lord. All right. Anyway, Will Allred, master of the Quantum Zone. Where can people find you and your visual aids?
Oh, you can find me at WALLRED. That's at Wallred on Twitter and Facebook and all.
Hold on
Gmail.
Hold on a second. Hold it up. There. Hold it up.
Okay. There we go.
Nice.
You can also find my self-published book, Diary of Night, at diaryofnight.com. And I don't draw. I'm the humble writer. There's a really good artist, Gene Gonzalez. And you can also find me at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org, where you can see all kinds of cool stuff about Quasar.
Nice. All right. Matt Kona, where can people find you when you're not rubbing elbows with the rich and famous?
You can find me on at Mattkona, MATTKONA on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all that good stuff. And I'll post a picture with me and Greg Capullo. I'll post both of them, the one that I waited in line for and the one that I refused to wait in line for. That's just a weird photobombing thing. But yeah, that's about it.
I like that picture you took in the comics shop, and like you and your wife, and I think there was like a spider.
Oh, just a random guy.
There was a random guy, I guess, who worked at the store, and like a Spider-Man hanging from the ceiling that both photobombing you guys.
Yeah, I like that.
Remember Spider-Man, king of the selfies.
That's true.
Before they were cool, man. He's such a
Before
hipster.
the internet, he was the king of the selfie. All right, everyone. So, yeah, send your thoughts on Star Brand. Like we said, we're going to cover the whole series next episode, and then we're going to do Quasar 31, and then it's right into Galactic Storm for the next, 20 weeks or so. So, yeah, so send your thoughts on all of that. capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/QuantumZonePod. And I think we have mentioned Eon's Closet, our Facebook group, @QuantumZonePod on Twitter. Follow CL Sidekicks on Instagram. Go check out Work in Progress. Not even the Ultimate Nullifier can take it out. capesandlunatics.org. Go subscribe to the Capes and Lunatics YouTube channel, our new weekly newsletter, capesandlunatics.home.blog. Call our voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can watch us live on our on the Capes and Lunatics Facebook, on our Twitter account @CapesLunatics, and right here on GetVocal.com. Keep that in plugs. I'm going to kill myself. I'm out of breath. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Again, Quasar will be back in 2 weeks. It's a mighty powerful blast. Talk some Star Brand. Again. Like, basically, after Galactic Storm, it's like Star Brand's big in this series till the end.
Actually, yeah. All the way to the
you know
end.
what else I forgot to mention? This was issue 30. We're already halfway through this Quasar solo series.
That's right.
Once we get past 60, it's never going to be the same.
No. Have you got them mapped out past 60?
Yeah, a few. Yeah.
Okay.
Some Avengers issues, some what is that? Star
Cosmic Powers
something,
Unlimited.
yeah.
Star Masters. Yeah.
All right, everyone, go do your homework. Go read the entire Star Brand series. And remember, Quantum Zoners, keep it quantum. Don't get destroyed.